Virgo, thank you for tuning in to Perfectly Imperfect Tarot. This is Green Eyes here with your reading. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Martians, astronauts. Pick a node. It does not matter to me. I love you all. Cross watchers, I am a snitch. I'm telling you now. Please don't curse me in the comments. Love you too. Virgo, this is a judgment-free zone, but you will hear the truth. No gender or age, only energy. You're going to hear me use terms he, she, her, him, they, them, it, heifer. Pay it no mind. Feel the energy. Remember, roles can always be reversed. Virgo, I thank you. Like, share, subscribes, emails, comments, love tokens, donations. Thank you. Thank you. And I thank you again. Absolutely. All right, my loves. Let's talk about your energy. In your energy, I was holding my breath. You know, I felt like, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like you're in anticipation, you know, of something, of an answer, of a change, of a result of some sort. I just felt like I was holding my breath, you know, in your energy. I do feel like there's some reorganization here. So it's kind of like, I was thinking of my plastic containers, the storage containers in the cabinet for the food. I think I want to change over to the glass, you know, because it's healthier. The glass lasts longer, you know, things like that. And that's how it's expensive. I've been looking at the bowls. And they're expensive, you know, so I told myself, I said, you know, you just got to do a couple at a time, you know, get one here, one there, and eventually I'll have it. And that's how I feel like you need to have that approach in this energy, Virgo. I feel like if you're working on a project or some type of disarray in your life, even if it's some, like, everything's out of its place, which I know it's not because you're a Virgo, but you know, or you have great organizational skills. That's very, very apparent to everyone around you. You guys have the organizational skills. You know how to get things in order. But for some reason, I feel like in your energy, what you're trying to organize, you don't have the resources to do it. So just do a little at a time, you know, a little at a time, and eventually it will get done. All right. So we're pulling from the wisdom of the Oracle for you today. And let's see what we can see. Okay. Can I have Virgo, please? Thank you. Co-create, pray. Co-creation is the energy of understanding that sometimes it takes more than you. You know, sometimes you're going to need some help. You're going to need to talk to friends and family, or you need to talk to your angels and ancestors, or you need to consider another way, you know, because your way, Virgo, I know you're not going to want to hear this. I love you. I do. But sometimes, guys, it's hard to explain to you that your way isn't the only way. You know, how you see it isn't the only way to see it. Sometimes you guys struggle with that. That's why you're known to be so-called critical. But it's because you see it clearly in your way, you know. But be open. Right now, you're going to have to be open, okay? You're in uncharted territory. This is a sea of emotions, and it's going to get stormy, okay? It's going to get stormy. We have uncharted territory with the sea. You're trying to go back to the drawing board. You're trying to figure things out. Just kind of like I was looking at my cabinet. Like, I really want to try to do this glass thing. I've never done it before, you know. But, you know, I'd like to do it. And it's going to look weird for a while. I'll have a couple of plastic containers and I'll have a couple of glass containers. Stuff like that, Virgo, you know, you can't stand. And I'm using this as an example because I know your visuals. Like stuff like that will drive you bananas. But sometimes the chaos, the conflict, meaning the change, you know, is it just lets you know that there's a work in progress here. You know, there is a work in progress, okay? Some things you have to tear down to build properly, okay? Alignment is coming in for you. Alignment is coming in for you. You're reaching up the precipice of like a new connection in life or in love, or you're getting on your assignment. You're getting in alignment with your purpose, with your destiny. You're going to start understanding the understanding of that. But even, let's say we're talking about a relationship for you, even in this soulmate energy, one of you don't think alike. You might have a great connection, but you don't see things the same. You don't think alike, you know? And that's important. It's important for a great connection to have some kind of same page outside of a physical connection or a chemical connection. You understand what I'm saying? So breathe, all right? Woosah. And then I want you to kind of tap into that divine feminine. Divine feminine energy, remember, is a fertile energy. It's an energy of creation. It's an energy of birthing life-changing events. So you're going to figure out a way to create a new way. All right? Let's get to your spread. Oh, but overall, guys, you're doing pretty good. I feel so organized. I love Virgo energy. Even me messing with the cards, like that's just y'all. You know what I mean? Let's see here. I'm feeling the animals for you. Yeah. We're going to do your spread today with the Animal Tarot. If I can get all the cards here. Good. Googa-mugga. Okay. And let's get some meat and potatoes, baby. Whoop, whoop. Something here belongs on your shelf. How can I say that? Belongs on your shelf, belongs on your shelf. You know, when I think of things on the shelf, I'm thinking of the mantle specifically. What do you put on your mantle? Like your pictures, you know, your loved ones, some family heirlooms might go on the mantle. That's where this belongs. Put something on the mantle, because it's not how can I say that? It's not a complete loss here. It's ooh, help me with my words. It's not a complete loss. It's let's look at it like a blueprint. You know, this is the one. This is the father, the great grandfather that started this company. You know, this is the matriarch of the family. She baked these cookies, and those are the same cookies we bake today. There's a blueprint energy in here. Put it on the mantle. It's not a loss, you know? It's still the blueprint. It's still the original, but you still have to continue on, right? Can I have the core for Virgo? Beautiful. Ace of Swords, clarity, understanding. You see exactly what you need, and you know. The devil is here, you know. So basically, Virgo, I'm doing all this struggling with your energy, and you sitting there nodding your head. That's what's going on here. You sitting there like, I know, I see it, I get it, I know. You know, devil energy is under here behind, and lovely, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so if you know, do something about it. If you know what's blocking you, what's stopping you, what's working against you, what's keeping you oppressed, then behind there is a divine gift. If you can cut it out. Cut it out. You know, you have a reward here with the Ace of Pentacles. This is something tangible, a car, a house, finances, a job, things like that, okay? But you're going to have to, and it's going to keep giving too. Page of Pentacles, High Priest. Oh, I love it. Virgo, get through this devil energy. Get through that devil energy. And take this divine sword and slay it, okay? Crown this energy, please, for Virgo. What's crowning you is a Page of Cups, and it's coming in sideways. We just talked about co-creation. We just talked about sometimes your way isn't the only way. And I know you know this, Virgo. I'm not saying that you guys are that hard-headed. I mean, come on, I love you. We talk here, okay? But what I'm saying is, in the middle of the mix, when you're in the middle of the conversation, when you're in the middle of the storm, when you're in the middle of the situation, sometimes you're going to have to consider other people's feelings, how they see it. And that will assist you with your own clarity, and it'll assist you with the manifestations that you're calling in and with the resources that you're working with. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to that cabinet, I don't know why I'm telling you guys about my friggin' Tupperware, but work with me today, okay? But when it comes to that cabinet, it's like, you know, I don't want to have half glass and half plastic. No, I don't. But I am trying to make a way to get it all transitioned over. And I have the means to do it. It's just that I gotta stop allowing my mind to drive me crazy when it's in the process with that Nine of Swords. I have to stop doing that with that death energy because it gets stuck in my head, Eight of Swords, and then that messes with the assignment as a whole with the Lovers. You understand? It knocks you off your, I'll just say nix it, you know, that kind of thing. What's working against Virgo? The Five of Pentacles. Ooh, you feel left out in the cold. You feel abandoned. You feel lonely. This might be financial problems. You feel like the black sheep, you know, of the family because you lost this fortune. You lost your good luck charm in some way. You feel like you lost something, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune. But I have to say, when the Wheel of Fortune works against you, and Virgo, I love you, okay? But when the wheel works against you, 9 times out of 10, it's some form of karma. And I'm not saying you deserve a whipping. I'm just mentioning it because I have to say that. With the wheel distributes and returns to sender. You know, it distributes karma and it will return to sender. Okay? So sometimes what you get out, what you put out, you start getting back. But you still have this divine sword. That tells me that you're still in alignment with the Most High. You understand? Just because we get a whipping, that don't mean we're not his children anymore. So keep your chin up. All right? You'll get back to yourself. Here's the King of Pentacles right under that. You'll get back to your stability, your foundation, your, look how high his chest is out. This bull. Is it a bull? I don't know what that is. I think it's a bull. But you see that? You see how strong that is? Now, right now, it's not there yet because you're not feeling that right now. But it's coming. All right? You still have access to strength, stability, love, all of these things. It's just that right now, we got to deal with this, okay? Where is this coming from? Thank you. The Three of Pentacles. All right, so Three of Pentacles is an energy of teamwork. This was something that was worked out. King of Swords here. You may have had a conversation with somebody and kind of agreed. It looks like you guys had an agreement to whatever. You know, maybe you agreed to something and now you're changing your mind. Like you're thinking it through and like, what did I say? You know, that's how this feels. What did I do? Yeah, you're looking at it like, did I do the right thing? Seven of Pentacles. But I think you told the truth because what you did was fair and righteous with justice here. You just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of like, listen, let's just say you talking to somebody, you talking to your boss, right? Y'all have a meeting, and y'all working out the details, let's say, of this project that's coming up you have to work on. You know it's going to be hard work. You know it's going to bring some changes to your schedule. You know you're going to be inconvenienced, you know, so forth and so on. And you've told the truth. You told your truth. You said what you said. And now you're thinking about it. Did I say that? Did I do that? And to be honest, Virgo, yeah, you did. You said it and you meant it at that time because it was the right thing to do and say. But it's just now you wish you would have said something else. You know, that's how this, it's like, oh man, I wish I would have handled that another way. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. But we got to get that out your head, because what's done is done with that Ten of Swords, and judgment came behind it. This is what I think you didn't see coming. Okay, when judgment doubles down on a decision that we make in life, that means that it's kind of like God seals it. You know, now you have to move on to another way, a way around, way over, way through. Once the trumpet sounds with judgment, you know, it's kind of like, you said this, that's what you mean. Okay, that's what it is. And sometimes we do have regrets. We got the shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? But it's already been, you can't take it back. It's done. So Virgo, now you may have tried to kind of trick your way into somebody else letting you through the front door because you didn't talk your way out of getting through the front door. You know, now you got to find another way in. All right. Whew. Where is this going? Future energy, please, for Virgo. And you know, guys, this can always be reversed. Okay. Ace of Cups coming in reverse, because however this resonates to you, the previous direction or solution is closed. There has to be a new way. Okay, the Ace of Cups is a new beginning, but it's coming in reverse. There is no reconciliation here. Old can't come back on this, because it's been solidified by judgment. The Ace of Cups is divine emotions, divine love from the Most High. It's the bosom. You understand? And the bosom is saying, try the other tit. Okay? I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to make light of this because I know you're not in a good mood right now. But I want to make light of it so that you can get your balance back. Because I know once you get your balance back, you can think clearly, you know, you can move properly, you know, things like that. But the Ace of Cups, it shows that, you know, there is a missed opportunity here. There is a something missed here for a new beginning. But it is working out in a way that it's fair. Even though you don't feel like it right now, it is. In the universal energy, it is. Okay, so we have a Page of Swords and a Ten of Cups. You might be talking about, let's say, happy things, happy family, you know, reminiscing, even with that Six of Pentacles, telling yourself, I was happy, things like that, which is fine. There's nothing. We just saw that with that chaos and conflict, with that soulmate energy. Let it, and I told you about the mantle. Let it be your blueprint. You know, you've had a touch of something wonderful. Let that inspire you to pursue something even more wonderful, you know? So get your confidence up, get your eyes open, get your chest out, get your focus going, and you're going to have to make a move, Page of Wands, towards this new journey, this new road, okay? And you're going to have to make peace with what happened, even though you feel like it's a bit confusing and maybe you were left like defensive, I guess. You felt like you had to defend yourself, you know, with that Nine of Wands. But what happened was divine movement, the Chariot. Everything that moves to your situation, it's not how can I say it? It's not no. Help me with my words, Lord, please. Help me with my words. Help me with my words. It's divine. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not like Betty and Susie and Tom and Peter are making this impact in your life. These movements, this motion is divine. The co-creation is with spirit. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups is the Most High. We saw the devil energy earlier. Again, that's the Most High. We have the Chariot here, the Most High. You understand? So these things are universal energies at play at the same time that you're experiencing real life situations, okay? So take this knowledge and apply it to your future steps in life. The Hermit creates wisdom. Virgo, this is you. This is your energy. But you know, when you hyper focus on the past and don't apply it to the steps that you're making of the future, usually, you know, you guys might end up in a pickle. You have resources, you have knowledge, you have understanding, you have clarity, you have skills, you know, to call in what you need. It just might be stressful right now that something ended and you thought you were already on the road to it. You know, you lost a huge loss here with this death energy, Scorpion energy, all right? And it's stuck in your head like that was supposed to be my road with that Lover's energy. I was supposed to have success, you know, but now a power move has been made either by you or away from you or toward. A power move has been made by you or someone else, okay? And everything seems like it's slowed down, especially in your finances, especially in your home life, in your work life. It went from power, everything's on a good flow, to everything is moving like a turtle with hemorrhoids, you know? So know that you have favor, all right? You still have hope with this star energy. You still have balance. You have the ability to heal. But with this Eight of Wands coming in, there's some quick changes that's going to need to be made to properly close out this cycle so that you can begin anew. And right now, with you not really focusing on the new and the new road, it seems like you're leading to either position yourself to self-sabotage or to be the victim of somebody else's foolishness, you know? Like they're going to see this as an opportunity of weakness for you, and they'll know this is where I want to get Virgo, because they're down right now. They're not even paying attention right now. They're not even thinking right now, you know? Excuse me. So be mindful of that, Virgo. Stay in control. Stay in authority. Stay in the position of power of this Emperor, that divine masculine energy. Stay in that energy and stand strong in the abundance that you do have, which cannot be taken from you. Your relationship with God can't be taken from you. Your intuition can't be taken from you. The fruit of your labor, as far as your wisdom and knowledge, your skill set, that can't be taken from you. All right? Get comfort in that and focus on the quality of your life, healthy emotions, healthy emotional exchanges. This is going to take some great effort. I'm not going to kid you. So you're going to have to stand in the promise of that effort, but it will lead you to a place of peace in your life, understanding, tranquility, so that you can communicate properly when you do make a new connection. Okay? Woo. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave this one here, and I hope it helps. Now, if any event you say, Green Eyes, listen, I don't know you. You don't know me. This is not my life. I'm okay with that. Please check your moon and rising. Don't take the energy. If it's not yours, leave it here for someone else, okay? Everybody, thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you guys are notified of future readings. It's free, and it does support the channel. If any event you're looking for a personal appointment, I respond to email request only. My email, perfectlyimperfecttarot@gmail.com. Guys, if you do like what you get here, if it helps you, feeds you, even if you're simply entertained, but you guys come here looking for the videos, please sow where you come to eat. Donation information is below the video. There's also links for CashApp and PayPal for your convenience. thank you in advance. Other than that, please remember we are all perfectly imperfect. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.